I'll introduce Mrs. Madge Sargent. Relations and friends. It was wonderful today to look down from where I was in church. I have never seen it so packed. And thank you all very, very much for your support and your attendance here today. First of all, in my thank yous, I must thank Grace, the wife of the vicar, Bill, who allowed him to do our ceremony today instead of going out and having a day away in this lovely weather in February. I started it by ringing Bill, and he wasn't there, so I went on 1571. Didn't identify myself, I just said, Bill, could you marry us on Valentine's Day? Is it possible? And let's just, well, that evening came the response. I can, and I will. And about time too. He said, you are the first entry in my new diary. And yeah, that's right. It just so happened that today, you probably know it by now if you've seen the paper, but we are the oldest newly married couple in Great Britain. The local Observer tried to say so when they said the oldest married couple that the vicar had had. But it did leak out, and the newspapers got onto it, and we were inundated with telephone calls, but not half as bad as we have been from 6 o'clock this morning. They all wanted to know the same thing. They all wanted to know how first we met. I don't know whether you are all aware of it, but after my wife died in 2004, nearby neighbours came down to the house and said, seen you in church. And I said, yes. Well, we don't think you should drive down on the road. We will take you. Well, in the army, when you got a reasonable order, you carried it out. And that seemed reasonable, so I said, yes, thank you. So they picked me up on duty on the Sunday, but they hadn't told me that they would stop at the Laurels, the pension retirement home, I should call it, and pick Madge up. Madge had worked with the other lady in the car 40 years ago, and they chatted all the way to the church. Of course, we couldn't talk much in the church. They chatted all the way back home to the retirement home, and the driver and I were silent. And this went on for some Sundays. And I wondered, how on earth am I going to get to know this lady? She's smart, she's well dressed, she has a lovely voice and gorgeous eyes.
Oh.
Well, the rest will leave themselves. One day I received a telephone call saying that I couldn't be picked up today because the driver was not well with the tolerance structure. So would I pick Marge up in my car? And I said, this is it. She's not to talk to me today. And sure enough, she was really quite quiet, very, very proper. And on the way back, as she was getting out of the car, I said, look, I don't like lunching on my own in a big restaurant. Would you accompany me today? And she said, I'm sorry, I can't. I've got to ring Australia. Sorry about that. And there's a lady coming to pay for a coach trip that I'm organising. She did all that sort of thing. So I said, don't forget it, and drove home. And 10 minutes later the phone went and the little voice said, I can't get Australia, they must be out. And if the offer is still open, I'll accept. So we went to Buster's Hole restaurant. We enjoyed it and had a nice large glass of Australian red. But I said that I don't want to get involved. I said, no, that's fine, just as long as we can go out lunching together, that will be fine. Well, that's what we did, and gradually we fell in love. There's no doubt about it.
Oh.
And in one thing on, I've lost my place. Come back a bit. Come back.
No, you're not supposed to go that way.
Yes, well, we're now because we understand what all that's about. And my job is to speak as short as possible. Somebody was saying, where is Bill? Well, he's over there. Yes, and it is my job to say thank you, especially to the ladies who have provided this massive table full of food today. Also, with the number that entered the church, I have sympathy with the two ushers. They must have worked very hard, and thank you, both of you, for the work you did in organising everyone to be sitting in the right place, even me. It's also my job to thank Maid of Honour and where is she? Lucy. Bridesmaid. They did a wonderful job. They have been to my home, or our home now, and kept me right up to date with everything I must do. They've done a wonderful job, and thank you both very much for organising this day, which is what they've both done. And especially Lucy. Because Lisa doesn't drive at all, Lucy's chauffeured her all over the place. And I thank you very much for looking after your mum. And so I ask you all to raise whatever you've got in your glasses and take a toast. The Maid of Honour and the bridesmaid. We've got the best man.
Oh, you're in trouble now.
Ladies and gentlemen.